nice guys that I've ever met. And a heck of an expert commentator on boxing on television. Here's the winner of that first game, Robert Gibbs, also from Texas, like George. So leaving the 10-pin, Nelson.
Robert Gibbs, let's see if he loosens up a little bit after winning that first match in kind of a shocking manner. His opponent, Buzz Oswald, opens in the 10th frame, sliding by the 1-2-4. Gibbs has been practicing a lot. He says 10 or 12 games every day. Has lost 60 pounds in the last year, and it's all beginning to pay off here on the Seniors Tour. But he has a very tough opponent in Teata Semiz, second match.
Big lift. And tension release there after his 2-pin victory in the first game. Robert Gibbs now. Here he is, 5-time seniors champion, 3-time regular tour champion of the PBA. Teata Semiz. Leaving a 6-10.
Teata trying to go directly towards the pocket as you see the 5-step delivery of Teata Semiz, and I think his delivery is better now than even when he was bowling 10 years ago on the regular tour. He's got a much longer, straighter arm swing, good follow-through, good knee bend, in absolute top shape. Dominant player out here on the Seniors Tour.
Just does get it. One of the real demonstrative professionals we've seen in any sport, having known him now for 30 years.
He almost slides by the 6-10, but no problem. All you have to do is touch the pins. You have almost 24 inches to convert a pin, a single pin, especially like the 6-pin. Took advantage of all of that on that particular shot. Teata with 3 national titles beat me for one of them in 1970, and when he gets it going can get red hot. One time in league in the mid-60s, bowled 299, 268, 300, 867, one of the highest in the nation.
And the man that had a 300 here yesterday, Teata Semiz. Second frame strike. His opponent, Robert Gibbs, has just joined us, defeated Buzz Oswald's 165 to 163. The winner of this game will meet John Hersona of Franklin, PA, and then our tournament leader, the great Earl Anthony.
Robert a little wide on that shot, and he's been taking some instructions from one of my good friends, is on the board of directors at the PBA, Lou France. Lou and I won our, as you see, his ball sliding by and leaving the 2-pin, won the national team together in 1965. Lou operates the bowling center in Abilene, Texas, where Robert comes into practice, and basically he said that Lou has him working on his knee bend, and if there's one place he could improve is get a little bit lower at the line to get that bounce out of the ball.
He's 6'2" and 248 pounds. Standing room only crowd here at the Showboat, where we have been coming now for 29 years, entire span of our ABC telecasts.
Gibbs playing a conventional line, standing about the center of the lane. He'll slide right about the 20th board, as we call the center of the lane. He'll be playing a little bit more hook than we saw in the first game, right over the second arrow, trying to keep it wide.
And another washout. A little too wide, though.
That is too wide, but he should have this shot down pat. He left the 1-2 in the first game, and then the 1-2-4-10 in the first game also, and he failed to convert it both times. What he needs to do is get that head pin once again over to the 10-pin zone. In his 2 other attempts, he didn't get over to the left of the head pin. The second time, he was too far. So just split the difference, Robert, and you should be right there.
Oh, yes. Converting one. Another one. 310 earlier.
Great shot. The only drawback to this frame for Robert Gibbs is the loss of pin count. With a 6 count, he's down to 35 in the second. And in a tight match game situation, that's very important. Now Semiz with a chance to take a 15-pin lead, third frame.
Leading a 3-6. He has been involved in the finals 4 of the last 6 senior events that he's bowled, and as we indicated, he's won 5, as has Dick Weber, the leading money winner, but Teata is second, 104,000. Earlier, we asked Teata how the seniors tour compares with the regular tour.
Well, I think the guys that bowl late in their 40s and the early 50s, who have kept themselves in shape all through the years, could probably compete on the regular tour as well as the senior tour.
Teata Semiz plays to a 5 handicap in golf. Oh, yes. Shades of the past. Teata Semiz is striking the 4th frame and a 5-pin lead. Our second game will return. This is in the 5th frame. While we were away, going a little over our allotted time, Robert had a strike only his 3rd of the afternoon, but he has 1-game victory. 5 pins. That's the lead Teata Semiz has. Can increase it to 15. A strikeout. He's shooting in the 5th frame.
Hold it, hold it.
Talk to it, and it works. Okay to bowl.
Thank you, Chris. John Hersina, you joined the PBA when you were 44 years old and must have been watching a lot of these players play. Are you intimidated going in a position round against the likes of Teata Semiz or Earl Anthony?
No, I'm not intimidated. I'm just happy that I could compete against these guys. I never had a chance when I was younger, and it's just a dream come true, really.
He's in top shape, Chris, and he's going to give him a tough time in the semifinals.
Boy, he's looked good all week. Teata now.
Get it, get it.
With that 3-bagger, Teata, who got it, takes a 25-pin lead over Robert Gibbs. Other finishers, as we said, Jimmy Certain 25th, Dave Sutar 26th. Watch this reaction from the 56-year-old. Teata Semiz, now Robert Gibbs. Spare up 6 frame. He needed that. Only 2 strikes in his victory, 165 to 163, then strike in the 4th, now another in the 6th.
Robert Gibbs has to loosen up here, and obviously one of his better shots coming right here in the 6th frame, but he trails Teata Semiz by 25 pins. Teata won't back up and come to him. Gibbs is going to have to throw some strikes to get back in the match.
And with that strike, Robert Gibbs has cut the lead to 15. We're in Las Vegas, where we'll return in a moment. While we were away, Teata Semiz, who had a comfortable lead, left the 3, 6, 7, 10 in the 7th frame. Then, his spare ball, he left the 3, 7. Did come back in the 8th, though, with a strike. 3-pin lead held by this man. A 2.
Robert Gibbs, who looked like he was completely buried in the 5th frame, put together strikes in the 6th and 7th. Then Teata opens the door with the big split in the 7th frame. Now Gibbs, with a spare, will lead the match by 2 pins, sliding a little wide on lane 60. Once again, we see the players either going high on 60 or light. And that's that little hang spot, as Teata called it, about 45 feet down the lane. When you want the ball to hook in the pocket, it skids a little bit farther. You either have to go around it or point up in front of it.
So, unlike our first match, which this man won over Buzz Oswald, 165 to 163, going right down to the final 2 frames. Other finishers, Don Johnson, 42nd, Carmen Salvino, 41st. Our bowling coverage continues in 2 weeks as the tour's top bowlers head to Northern California. $125,000 Fresno Open. Live coverage begins, that's June 23rd, 3 Eastern and Pacific, 2 Central.
2-pin difference in the match, 9th frame, foundation frame. Anybody can win.
second powerful crossover strike he's had today, and that coming in the big ninth.
Robert Gibbs is following the saying, never up, never in. He's hitting the head pin every shot either side, and he's had some good breaks. Key shot for Teata. Ninth frame, trails by 2 pins, can take the lead with a strike.
Ten.
Son, an excellent bowler, coming here to watch him. Tommy, 217 average, Teata said. He says, not quite ready for the big tour, but rooting for his dad. Big shot there for Teata, disappointed. Will trail by 2 pins going into the 10th with a conversion.
Tommy, one of Teata's 5 children. Fine-looking young man. And if he grows up like his dad, he'll be okay.
Gibbs wondering what the score is almost. He says, hey, I know I got a 2-pin lead, but this is the last frame. Teata knows what's in front of him. He needs to throw a couple of strikes to regain the lead. Too wide, almost sends it out into the channel, has a big turn on it, and leaves himself a very difficult spare, the 3, 6, and 9. To have any chance in the match, Teata must convert this spare. Without the conversion, he can't win.
First step. Now we notice that our tournament leader, the fabulous Earl Anthony, is up and staying loose with an occasional shot on practice lanes off to our right, along with John Hersina, who will meet the winner of this game.
Teata Semiz, possible 199. He'll force Gibbs to mark in the 10th and get a good count for victory.
Another 10 for Teata. And he shoots a 198 here. Winner of 5 senior events, Teata Semiz.
Robert Gibbs needs a strike on this ball or a spare in 5 pins to win the match and go on to meet John Hersina in the semifinal. Must mark.
No. His left. Not an easy spare.
Right now, Hersina is looking over and saying, which player will I bowl against? Will it be Teata Semiz or Robert Gibbs? Robert must convert the 1-2-8 and get 5 pins for victory. Remember, Oswald missed a combination very similar to this to lose the first match, the 1-2-4. They're very similar.
No. A 198 to 190 victory. Teata Semiz over Robert Gibbs. Gave it his all out here in winning the first game over Buzz Oswald, and that's how he lost it.
This shot by Gibbs, not even close.
Now it's time to join Nelson Byrne Jr. for his